Hi, welcome to another BBCast, the Building Bridges podcast, where we bring professionals to talk about their areas here in Ireland or in Europe. And today we have a special table where we're going to talk a little bit about mental health in Ireland. And I want to say thank you first to Tati Quaglio, who is just here beside me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Tati. Tati is psychotherapist.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
And she's working here in Ireland. We have Dermot McCarthy,
Well done. You got it again.
another psychotherapist.
I am indeed, yes.
And you have your own clinic and you help a lot of people here in Ireland.
Yes, Inner Voice, Inner Journey, Cape Street area.
Yeah.
Resilient community, yes, we do.
Thank you for
Yes.
being here again.
Thank you.
And we have Mario Bortoletto, who is psychoanalyst. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the difference of everything. But first of all, I would like you guys, I'm introducing yourself, but I would like you guys to introduce yourself by your own words. Okay? So please, I'm gonna start with Tati.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So,
Who is Tati?
Who is
for
Tati?
who doesn't know you yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it makes more sense to me to start saying I'm a migrant. I'm a Brazilian migrant in Ireland since 2016. And in this journey of almost 10 years now, I am now a psychotherapist. I am now because my first degree and my first profession was in business administration. And as I started very early, when I was still a student in high school, I accumulated about 20 years of experience in different businesses, different roles, and it was just in Ireland, doing my own therapy journey, looking for myself, that I discovered that I wanted to change. And it made more sense to me for different reasons of my own personality, my own life story, that I wanted to be a psychotherapist.
Well done.
Thank you.
You guys have this in common, don't you?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you, the three of you,
We
yeah.
do, we do.
Yeah.
It's like a calling. That's really cliche to say, but it is. So, well, I'm talking now, I suppose. I might as well go again. So, if I use the labels, yes, Dermot McCarthy, out proud, queer, neurodiverse, shamanic man. Right, and I'm on that journey that I used to be an accountant, and that used to be my mask that I had to hide my true identity. And thank God I went through a very dark period in my life, look back on it now, when I lost my job, depression hit, and I had to reach out for a mental health profession. And in that time, I realized I had this calling, and I knew, and I was working with people, and they have this calling as well. I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to support people, but I there was nothing around saying go down this route until I lost my job, went to a therapist, and I asked her, how do you become a therapist? And she gave me her course, and off I went. And it's the best thing I've ever done. So, yeah, I have my own practice, my own clinic now, and it's really, and now I'm a accredited supervisor with the IACP. So,
Helping a lot of people.
say yes and love it to this day. And I still, as I say to people, I keep learning. I keep learning. And it's the best thing about our profession. You keep learning.
Yes, true. And you, Mario? Who is Mario?
Mario.
Nice question. Who's Mario?
Who was Mario?
Yeah. Mario Bortoletto, immigrant, Brazilian, and curious about life, about myself, my inner self. So I've been in clinic for 5 years now, studying, as Dermot says before, like we never stop.
No.
It's impossible to study everything. in this
Exactly.
field, you know?
Yes, it is. That's true.
So this is my mission.
Yeah.
Try to
Yes.
study as much as I can
Yeah.
because the learning path is like endless. So that's what I do. I try to help people to understand themselves
Aye.
and let's say pick themselves up
Aye.
from whatever they went. So
And
that's it.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an absolute privilege to, when that happens. When people they come to you and they're like really, really low, and it's isn't it?
That
You're,
feeling amazing.
yeah, and you just love to grab them, some of them, and just bring them home. Well, no, that's the Irish expression, but you just want to. And then when
Take
they come,
care of them.
take care. Thank you. Like
Yeah.
take care, and then when you see them grow and in dark days with them, and you hold that space and you see them grow and grow and grow and connect with who they are. And I remember I was working with somebody recently, and they came in, and their energy was incredible, and they were taking on, they were standing up for themselves and everything else. And I was smiling. And then she said to me, assertive to me, "Why are you smiling, Dermot?" And I said, "I'm smiling because I love my job. Because when I see somebody like this comes in who really is really assertive, and a year ago or so was really low, is now standing up for themselves, is quite incredible." Because I've been on that journey too.
Yeah, true.
Incredible. Brilliant.
And one important thing that I want to bring now is like, if you guys want to know a little bit more about their histories, we did a individual session with each of them. So you can learn a little bit more about the three guests that we have here today. But now I want you guys to teach me a little bit about the difference between psychoanalyst, psychotherapist, and psychologist.
Yes.
Because when I arrived here, and I think for all of us, when English is not your main language,
Yes.
you
Yes.
just translate.
Yes.
Right? And in
Correct.
Brazil, when you need to go for a therapist, you go for a psychologist.
Yes.
Yes. So what is the difference, and how do I know which one is the correct one for me?
People from Brazil, explain. You're in your country. Go on, Tati. Sorry, go on.
I actually want to add one more.
Oh,
Okay,
there's more
please.
confusion.
Yeah, there is a counselor.
Oh no, don't
Don't go to
don't go there.
Well,
Well, at Coro,
makes sense, yeah.
we're going to go off on tangent toward Coro. We were talking about Coro anyway, but go on, Tati. Let's bring it in. Bring it.
is it ladies first again?
What first, you brought the subject.
You
so
brought
I'm gonna
counselor
ask
in.
you, what is a counselor?
Well, you
yes. Let's start with from Brazil.
Yes.
Okay.
Start from
Because,
Brazil. Yes.
Mainly, when a person decides want to be a therapist, which is the most common, or just a person wants to understand more people's mind, the main path in Brazil is going to study psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main way. And in psychology, you study all the theories and all the founders of the theories around understanding the minds,
Yeah.
right? And inside psychology, now it's called psychology, but actually, from what I know, and you guys give your perspective, psychology actually grew from psychoanalysis.
Okay.
Because psychoanalysis was the first structured way of telling how or studying how people's mind work.
Correct.
But before that, philosophy is behind, because the question of the mind, the question what I think, how we proceed, how we behave, comes from philosophy. And philosophy is millennial.
Yes.
And nowadays, in the way it's structured in Brazil, when you study psychology, you study all these paths. And after you graduate in psychology, the way, the mindset, and I insist in telling others that because it's so subtle that the people don't actually realize that. The way psychology profession is handled or is done in Brazil is a cultural perspective of the profession. It doesn't change the perspective or the perception of how to study minds or the theories itself. But the way the profession is done and people go through it is mainly a cultural perspective. Why? Because in US, in New Zealand, in Australia, in UK, in other countries, there is a different way of doing that. It doesn't change what is the theory of psychoanalysis is, but it changes the way people work with that.
Okay.
So from psychology in Brazil, people go to what they call cognitive behavioral therapy, or they go to humanities in different perspectives. There is Rogerian, there is existentialism, there is phenomenology. There is an umbrella of things, and you basically choose what you want to proceed. Again, because it's a mindset. Because in Brazil, I don't know from when, they decided socially, in let's say in a bigger, wider community, they decided that if you are going to work with psychology, you have to choose what approach you're going to use. So people, and Dermot has his experience with that. When you face a Brazilian, they are introducing themselves as professionals. They introduce themselves. I'm a behavioral therapist. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapist. I am a humanist therapist. While in Ireland, we don't have that. And usually you have a psychoanalyst, because it's a very specific path. But in general, if you're not a psychoanalyst or a psychologist, you are a psychotherapist, and you don't raise a flag, because the way we work is integrative.
Correct.
We work with what works best for that person at that moment in life. That's why we introduce ourselves as psychotherapists.
Yes.
Because we don't actually aim one thing or another. We are a branch of things. I think I've said enough.
No, this is really good. I'm listening because on the Brazilian side, when people were coming from Brazil and saying I'm a psychologist and the qualifications, I was like, and Tati and I were talking about this, I was very confused because just to sum it up, like when I got my diagnosis, for example, as being neurodiverse, I had to go to a psychologist, right? So she could diagnose me as autistic. So when I got that, and then, okay, where do I talk? How do I talk about being neurodiverse? I go to a psychotherapist, right? And then if I was diagnosed ADHD, then I would go to a psychiatrist and get my medication. So it was very, it's like when in the Irish, so you're Brazilian, and in Ireland, psychologist is not, it's not going to like talk to somebody like the same as in Brazil. Like it's really, so it's a psychotherapist. So you're looking, and as I was saying as well, how confusing the profession is. Like psychology today is where there's an advertisement that many people advertise in this country, and people ring and go, "Oh yeah, are you a psychologist?" No, it's because it's from America.
Yeah.
It's from America. So if you're looking to talk to somebody, a psychotherapist. Full stop. Integrate. They use as many things. CBT, humanists, all that bring into it. Art therapy. That's what we are taught in Ireland, that we have taught, like you're taught everything, and then you can go and you want to specialise, if you want to specialise like that. So yeah, it is quite, can be quite confusing. I understand that the confusion out there, but if you're coming for somebody to talk to who's going to use a variety of skills, variety of techniques, psychotherapist.
Yeah.
And then where is the psychoanalyst?
That's exactly what's like Tati said. It's, let's call, a way of trying to understand the mind.
Yeah.
When you say like different approaches to do this, there's one thing that doesn't change. What are you looking for? What are you trying to understand? It's like different tools to find the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as like you brought up the question, which one's the best? How you can choose?
I know? Yeah.
How do you know? Trying.
Yes.
Trying to start speaking and see how you feel in that situation. You know, sometimes you can like talk to even like a behaviorist, and then you don't feel comfortable. I had like people in my clinic that after 2 or 3 sessions, no, I don't feel that's my place. That's okay. That's it. Like the main star of the thing is the patient.
Correct.
So there is no point to, I don't like this therapist, or you're gonna stay like years, like trying to hold on the feeling that I don't want to come. Okay, change it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. There is nothing, you don't owe anything to the professional.
Correct.
Oh, and
well
actually,
done.
I tried the psychoanalyst.
Yeah.
You gave me your friend's
okay,
contact.
a colleague, yeah.
I tried, and it wasn't for me at that moment.
Exactly.
So
It happens.
I have my psychotherapist.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
talk with her, and that's it. but I try a different path to see how it was,
Exactly.
and didn't work for me at that moment. Maybe I'm not grow enough. I have to go for the questions yet, like the questions will make you think too much. And then I'm still on the psychotherapist path at the moment. But
That's
yes,
Yeah, which is great. Which when people that absolutely when the support, you have somebody to listen to and support you and probably give ideas and suggestions. And that's another thing when I was what I found when I was being taught that don't give advice, don't do
That's
this,
it.
sit
That's
in
the
the
main
chair. It's really doing my head. I was like, particularly for neurodiverse people, like, the neurodiverse people and the person I was mentioning who the listener are neurodiverse would know, they know what they want. People know what they want. And it's great to see. But you're sort of taught completely archaic, is a better word. No disrespect to the college I went to. But they were trying to tell me, sit in a chair, don't say anything. Yeah,
it's really hard, isn't it?
It is, because you're just sitting there. I remember somebody was asking, like, what do you think? What do you think? And stuff like that. I'm a human being. I have my opinions. I won't be interfering in their journey, but I'd be, have you thought of this, whatever. And I always remember, like, and this was my journey on it. I was working with a man, and I came in one day, and I was a bit, oh, here we go again. And I just asked him, if I asked you to do this, 1, 2, like journaling, this, would you do it? And he went, no. Then what? I really, what's the point in me telling you? And he went, oh, Jesus, Dermot, I need that. And I went, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? But he knocked me out of that. The college were trying to sit in there. So it's very important. We were talking about this earlier about looking for a therapist, and it's every right you have, we say there, to ask questions, to look up the IACP as an organisation member, have a look at their profile. And if, for example, I rave about neurodiversity as one of my passions, that I am, and because I've met so many people come to me who have been absolutely really traumatised by their therapists who have a lack of awareness of neurodiversity. But you have if you see somebody saying they're expert in ADHD, they're expert in migrant, expert, you ask them.
Yeah.
You challenge them.
Sure.
You challenge them. And if they stutter and stumble and your gut says they have no idea, then you walk away.
Yeah, because like if the person say I'm an expert with immigration, and then you ask the person, oh, have you lived abroad, and the person say no, and you're like,
you can just drop a why.
yeah,
I'm an expert of this or that. Okay, why?
Yeah,
What have you done?
What have you
And
done?
then
just
let
wait
it-
and
yeah,
see.
Yeah.
I love that, because when we all, and the thing about that I realise, all therapists if somebody came to us separately, if somebody came to me, they'll get something, they'll have my style, then they go to Mara, they'll advance another, then they go to Tati, they'll advance as well.
Yes.
It's very individual, but it's about when the connection we were talking about.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
And it
I
is
guess-
important, this connection,
Yes.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
and for both sides, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, Jesus.
you guys have the right to fire your clients as well if you want to, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No, not, let's say. It's a little bit harsh, but it's kind of like before I start with a patient, I have like at least one interview. What
Yes.
does it mean?
Yes.
Like I need to listen to what is the problem, and then I can
Yeah.
check if I'm able to help.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the problem.
The situation,
Not problem,
yeah, yeah,
situation,
yeah.
much
Issue.
better. Yeah, I say that it's not even with psychoanalysis. You can like go for another like way to try to find your thing, because
Yeah.
it can happen for like not feeling comfortable to help, or even like, no, I'm not ready for this. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's about recognizing your limitations
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
and life
Yeah.
experiences.
Yes.
Like, I understand that it doesn't make sense, for example, for a professional saying that they are specialized in migrant experiences if they are not a migrant themselves. But I also am part of networking groups of people that study really deeply what we call intercultural psychology or cross-cultural
Yeah, yeah,
psychology.
yeah.
And they might not have lived a long time abroad, but they are so interested and they study so much, and they've heard people's experiences that they are able to connect and to help people. For example, in my journey,
Yeah.
while I was self-discovering, I had my therapist from Brazil while I was here. I never really felt that she was not listening or not understanding me because she was in Brazil. But it doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah.
And there is also your personal biases. There are people in Brazil that never went abroad and they actually think that we are here and we are
Living a
rich.
dream. Living a
Living the
dream.
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have no real sense of
Wow.
reality. I've heard myself psychologists from Brazil that never went abroad and they were, how can I get clients in Europe, Brazilians living around because I want them to pay more? Like, what?
Normally, we want the Brazilian ones because we want to pay less. Sorry for let you know the truth.
That's
It's
it.
like it's cheaper for us, you know. Because we don't have much money.
And the life here is really hard.
It is.
So I actually, I was in a group involved with a lot of people like with that mindset. I just gave them my warnings, like the life abroad, it's not what you think it is. And I left the group because I couldn't stand that.
Yeah.
It was too much for me.
Yeah,
But
sure.
still, I also am in other networking groups of these people that have share this interest in common of studying the migratory experiences. And I know really good professionals that they didn't need to go live abroad to actually understand what's going on with us. Again, it's very personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we were saying, the relationship, we call it therapeutic relationship or in rapport. And it's proven by many studies that the therapeutic relationship you build, the empathy, the connection, promotes more change and transformation than the approach itself.
Oh, yeah.
The approach is just a tool you use as
Yeah.
a computer you use to connect with people. But the connection, it's between the people and not the computer.
Oh, that's Tati, you're so right about that. Like it's when you just think when you're working with people, that's when the theory goes out the door almost like at the window. You know, it's there. You know, it's there, but and people come in, you go, oh, there's Freud, whatever. But people, like, for example, when I'm working, I've come into my stuff. I would start working with somebody about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, my God, like, if I was very open. I said, the way I am as a therapist now is completely different to when I was starting, because I was like, sometimes.
Thank God.
Yeah, you know,
That's a great thing.
it is because it's the learning. But you become. I remember my own first supervisor when I had, and he said, that course clipped your wings to me. I'm at his stage now, and I can see that, you know, how it clipped my wings. It was trying to fit me into this mold of being a therapist and being that. And then that person I mentioned, when I sort of lost a little bit and was really direct with them, I went, what have I done? They snapped me out of it. So what you see here is what you see in the room. I adapt, though, when people come in, and I know some people can be a bit, okay, they're probably timid or shy. Of course, but I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah. Where other people come in who've been to therapy before and they're sick of it and they think it's a waste of time, and then they say, Jesus, Dermot, you're very different, aren't you? Yeah, I am. I tell her as it is. Because they asked them, what happened to your last therapy? And I couldn't believe the last story I heard. I just went, what a complete therapist. I was complete and utter BITCH. And the validation the person that got from me being honest was incredible. So it's really, it's all about that connection. As I said, my style mightn't suit people, and I've grown as a therapist in that way. I remember I always remember this person came in who was blind, and fair play to them. The second session that we met, my alarm went off, and I didn't acknowledge it. And they felt really unsafe. They came in the next, really sort of nervous, and they came in and they went, I wasn't happy with what you did. I said, what? The alarm went off and you didn't acknowledge it. So they felt really unsafe. And I went, oh, I apologize. And then she said, you're on protective notice. And I thought, like, I was going to be fired at the end of the session if I don't improve. But at the end of it, we both learned so much from the experience, and they decided, you're really a great guy, you seem to be a great man to work with, but I want to go back to a person who's blind, therapist. It's brilliant. And that's great learning for myself. So it's all about connection. And the person who's going to therapy, you have every right to tell the therapist off. challenge the therapist. And the therapist takes offense, out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like, out.
If you like the professional is not able to speak from like the experience,
Yes.
knowledge,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
what's the point?
Yes.
What's the point? Even if you have like you are a specialist, you having studying
Yeah.
like for a long time.
Yes.
There's a phrase from Carl Jung that says, "If you touch a human soul, be only a human soul."
Yes.
So that's about.
I love it.
You
Love
have the knowledge.
Yes.
You know how to handle that the technique.
Yes.
But you are a person. Just be a person.
yeah.
Have your heart open to listen.
Yes.
Because
Aye.
many times the main thing is the
have
person
someone to listen.
don't have space to speak. So
Excellent. Yes.
as they don't
Yes.
speak, they don't listen.
Yes.
So they don't understand.
Yes.
Yes.
That's really great you just said that, Mario, because I do remember when I went to my first therapist, Bernie, and I worked through it. And I remember I walked out. She's actually, like, I have a great relation with my family, but, like, she's the first person who's actually really, because I kept stuff from my family.
Everyone.
Everyone was brilliant. So I was able to talk to her about really deep stuff that I would never tell. So I was like walking out the door and said, she's actually listening to me, my shit, like active listening.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
You bring
Yes.
really active listening is very, very different than just ordinary listening. It is really, really empowering when you actively listen to somebody, because people are like going, as somebody comes in, they always go, yep, neurodiversity, yeah, and they're yep. I said, gee, am I talking too much? And I went, hold it there. You're not. I can follow you. And you don't, as Tati's mentioned about migrant and people who really, like, I'd be interested in learning more about being a migrant in the country and all, and get passion for it. And same with neurodiversity, you don't have to be neurodiverse therapist for a person to work with neurodiversity. You need to have a good understanding, as people in this room, have a good understanding of what neurodiversity is all about, because it's only starting off now. You need to know what ADHD and autism, because people be coming in and asking you questions about it. So it's really, really important, yes, that you actively listen and let the person flow, and they've come to you and they've held so much stuff in. We all know, we've all been clients and therapists, that when they come and they open up and they feel safe with you to open up more and more and more, it is incredible for the person
Yes.
and for the therapist as well, because we need to enjoy our work as well.
Yeah.
There's sometimes, do you know what there is? There's sometimes just go, oh Jesus, this person coming in. You just go, and then you question yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
question, is this going to work? And then you ask, like, is this working for you?
Yeah.
And then some people go, no, it's not, but I need to move on. Or yes, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really important.
Yeah. And as every relationship, sometimes we have to also invest,
I love that.
because
yes.
if something doesn't go right, or it feels very uncomfortable. It's important to question yourself as a client. And another difference between Brazil and our
Irish, okay. Or
our Irish way is, in Brazil they call it patient, and here we call it client. No one is a patient, because you are actively working on your process. So you're gonna hear us saying client instead of patient.
I hate client, by the way.
So I was saying,
I hate, sorry, Tanya, just go on.
I
Keep
was
going.
saying just about the relationship. If something feels uncomfortable with me, that tells me about me. What is
Yes.
making
Yes.
me uncomfortable about that client?
Yes.
It's most likely the client is very uncomfortable, and that is projecting in me, so it's resonating in me.
Yes.
And that client can also be or represent some sort of trigger to me. It reminds me of someone. Or the client is presenting more of a challenging behavior, and that is challenging for me in particular.
Yeah.
So if I fire the client because of this, what I'm telling myself, that I want to avoid that. And this is very important for self-observation and growth, because this type of resistances is about learning and growing. And these things, I might, if it's something that comes up in the session, I can question or ask the client as well what they are feeling, how they are feeling. Most likely they will feel something similar because it's an avenue of two ways.
Correct.
And as a professional, I would bring this to my personal therapy and to my supervision.
Sure.
Yes.
To work on that.
Yes.
I had a few challenging points with clients where I was actually thinking, am I actually capable to continue in this process? Do I have the ability or the minimum tools to grow and learn from that? And it's something that you have to be very sensible with, because, again, if it's something that it's perhaps putting my own health at risk, then for me, it's a sign that I need to refer that client. But if it's something that it's bearable, that I can deal with, and I see potential to growth, it's better for me and for the client, because of this relationship, to learn from that and to continue as much as is healthy for both.
Yeah, I think that's the last phrase was the main important one, because it needs to be healthy for both.
Yes.
Because once it's something that you're needing to improve in yourself, and if the client is not getting the maximum that he can give from you on the section, sometimes you need to fire the client and self-fix or bring that to your own recover to your own therapy. But I know there are moments in our lives that we feel uncomfortable with people and you don't know why, and you need to what's going on here?
Exactly.
It is. That's what question yourself. Absolutely. That's why again I was saying about we keep learning, because people come into the room and somebody I remember just doing great, and then they came into the room with something. I went, whoa, in my head. I went, okay, I've never dealt with this before. Wow, supervision. Right.
Exactly.
And let's bring in Coro. All right, Coro. It's nice segue in. I don't know. Is it regulated in Brazil?
No, not for psychoanalysis.
No.
For psychology.
Psychology, there is what we call Federal Council of Psychology.
And is that any good? Is you've seen the way Coro is. Coro is going to come in when I'm dead and buried, and have the people who've started. They've got their own therapy centre and all that. I do welcome in regulation. Is it really good in Brazil? Is the regulation good?
Yeah, it's questionable.
Question Q.
I mean, I cannot say I cannot say for myself because I didn't qualify in Brazil. But what I follow from people that I follow on social media and also over those friends is that you have to pay a very high. I think it's about 500 reais a year. My outsider perception is that it's almost like it's not necessarily like a accrediting body, even though they kind of work similarly to accrediting body. They have bylaws and all of that, but they also are a type of sindicato. How do we say
syndicate?
It's
union.
Union. Got you. Understand.
Even though there are the syndicates specifically to defend, and they are very politically biased.
Okay.
So
but that's in Brazil.
Is that the culture in Brazil?
It's, all of that.
And it's always kind of extreme, like far right or left. It's complicated.
That's a subject that we don't want to bring to this table.
We don't
Let's keep our mental health. If we go to this patch, we're going to lose that.
We're going to lose it. But I do but it'd be good. Coro in its principle would be great for people to go, because when I started studying here, and you hear stories, it's still happening. People can take weekend courses and call themselves therapists or psychotherapists or whatever. So you can imagine these people who've done no work on themselves, haven't gone to therapy. The course I did, the minimum was 50 personal therapy hours, which I don't agree with. I think it should be more. But that was because I had about 2 or 3 years personal therapy before I started. and I do welcome it, but it's just it's all over the place. It's not, so it'd be good for somebody, like for example, somebody comes from Brazil, they hear, okay, it's Coro, that's where I go, and there's an explanation, and they are all the therapists. That's an explanation for great. So I can pick that person, and they're regulated by Coro. I know they're good because. It's a bit just all. They've been saying the same stuff, Cora, that I know. And my supervisor that I went to and talked about it. Oh, look, there's an email coming out. I said, yeah, Dermot, I'm here 25 years practicing to be a therapist, and I'm very professional. And they've been talking about Cora since when he came out as a therapist. So it's just taking so long. The principle, I welcome it, but will you ever just hurry up or whatever? You know, it's important to write, because we work with, this is lovely tangent going. I'm sure you've all heard about, we've talked about people going to therapists who are absolutely being traumatized by the therapist.
Things
worse.
Even
It has been worse. So that's why we need regulation to come in, because I'm wondering, one person who came into me with the therapist was awful what they'd done. You know, were they regulated? Did they have enough personal therapy hours? Did they do the courses and stuff like that? I welcome it, because we've all gone to therapy ourselves. We know how vulnerable it is. We therapists for good therapists, we have to be guinea pigs. We have to be our guinea pigs, go into our personal therapy and know what it's like to face up to really challenge things. As I mentioned about me, I don't want to be gay. That was the first thing that when I talked openly, really deep in my therapy, that I faced up to. So I know what it's like to somebody to face up to their own trauma. So that was my trauma. I know what it is. I can see it. There's a similarity, because I can know. So I won't get that in a damn book. Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, like the theory is great, but I won't get it in a book by not having my personal experience
Yes.
Real life.
of real life.
Exactly.
Real life of going, I know what this person has come up, and they really faced up to really challenging things in their life, and they really opened up to me. I know what it's like. They may have said something differently. It could be they might have had an affair. They might look at their sexuality as well. There might be things that they really are shameful. You may all agree that shame and guilt is the most hardest thing to deal with in therapy, isn't it? Really, shame and guilt. So having faced up to my own shame and guilt of being a gay man, and I love it and accept it, and when somebody comes into the room and they face up, and then I can say to them, really well done. Shame and guilt, in my experience as a therapist and my own personal journey, is really, really difficult to deal with. So this is what you've done, and fair play to you. And how are you going to look after yourself? So we need, and supervision, Cora were talking about it, and I don't know if that's saying tomorrow, the first workshop I went to, and they were saying no personal therapy and no supervision. Now, I don't know if that's the case now, but will you go away with yourself? Because we are mental health professionals, we will need our personal therapy, and we need to go to a supervisor.
Sure.
Yes.
That's part of the job.
Yes.
You can't, it's impossible to work without the tripod, let's call it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
own therapy, your own analysis, the supervision,
Yes.
and the theory.
The theory,
Yes.
exactly.
Because we handle critical situations,
Yes.
we deal with a person.
We deal with
It's
the
not a
person.
machine or a camera or something. It's a person's
Yes.
life.
It's alive.
Even
And
more
you
serious
are a
than-
person as well.
We are
Exactly, yeah.
and that's absolutely, we can be really affected. I remember when I first started, and this is what having the training that I have been on working with people has been fantastic. But I really thought the first working with a young trans man, and I thought they were going to kill themselves. I thought it was really, but I picked up their energy, and I was going to give up the gym and everything else and the swimming because it's too expensive. But I said no, I'll go, and that swimming was great. So I was able to work again with 3 people I was going to see that evening. But it was really powerful for my own self-care that I needed it. I need that gym. I need this. I need my personal therapy. I need my supervisor. Because I went to supervision and talked. That young man came back. It was great. But I now know we pick up a lot of energy in the room.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I really can sense it. And since I've came out, neurodiversity was a missing link for me when I was diagnosed autistic, there was always something there for me. And that has there's a lot of neurodiversity and spirituality. And as I said, I was in Limerick doing a shamanic appointment. It was just brilliant. It was really fantastic, amazing. But I can see it in the room now when people come in. There's more than just talk.
Yes.
There's an energy in the room that is quite powerful to hold in space. So if you've got a therapist who takes advantage of this space, it really sends me over the edge. It did send me over the edge, but thank God for supervision. I was able to go to supervision and talk about it and get really angry. I was saying, why am I in this profession when I hear about therapists out there? Particularly I'm a queer man and I heard about other queer therapists out there and not great. And I was so angry, but I was able to release it in supervision. We do our supervision in nature. And then I came back and I grounded and I went, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I can do my best. And if anybody comes to our centre that Tati and I work in Inner Voice, Inner Journey, I know there is a lovely people who hold that space wonderful. And I have the confidence to refer people in when queries come in. It's great. So that's what I can do. That's what I can do. Yes, there is bad professions in our profession, and they shouldn't be.
Everywhere.
Every professional, yeah.
Sure.
Tati, absolutely agree, but in our profession, we're dealing with vulnerable people and mental health. I totally agree with you there in every profession.
I mean, everywhere as well, including like this profession in Brazil, for example,
Oh,
anywhere
that's
else in the
everywhere.
world.
Yeah.
And it's listening to you, it reminded me that there are some confusions as well with psychotherapy in Brazil, because even though I said in the beginning, psychology is the branch of everything.
Yes.
But there is also the concept of a psychiatrist also can do psychotherapy.
Okay.
Can offer
Jesus.
psychotherapy. So
Woo,
yeah,
Jesus.
which is another difference
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
psychiatrists, I dare to say, the good psychiatrists,
Where are
they
they?
also go to learn some type of therapy
Aye.
to go beyond the medication.
Yeah, that's it.
And everyone that I follow on social media, psychiatrists that actually have some specialization in one, at least one therapy,
Yes.
they seem to be much better professional. So there is this fight in Brazil where psychotherapy, even though it is in the umbrella of psychology, is not a regulated profession as well, because there is this gap in the bylaws or in the understanding of the profession that others can also be a psychotherapist. But mainly, you wouldn't say you are a psychotherapist if you are a Reiki therapist.
I hear you. Yeah.
You would
I got
call
that.
yourself a therapist.
Yeah. I got you.
Or
You are what?
Hey,
Reiki.
Hake. Okay.
Yeah. But if you are talking about psychotherapy,
Yes.
psychological therapy,
Yeah.
it will be a psychologist. And the other difference that I think it might be the question hanging in there about what the psychology in Brazil is that in comparison to here is while a psychologist can be a psychotherapist, they are also trained to do psychological assessments.
And I see that's.
And the difference in Ireland is that a clinical psychologist,
Yeah.
I've heard that clinical psychologists can also offer therapy, but they are much more specialized in mental health conditions. So if you go to a psychologist, first is almost double of the cost of a psychotherapist, because also they have to go through a lot more. Like they don't graduate and become a clinical psychologist. They have to have experience after graduating, and they have to do a doctorate in clinical psychology or educational psychology or counseling psychology. And they are the ones that can work directly in psychiatric section in a hospital, for example, to work with people in a very severe mental condition. And in Ireland, they will do this, and they will mainly work for psychological assessments. While psychotherapists, we deal in maybe trying to oversimplify, we will deal with daily basis circumstances.
Yes.
You deal with people to try to avoid them to get at the severe stage. Let's say that.
That's a good way of saying it. That's a really good way of saying it. Exactly like For myself, when I reached out to go to a therapist, like all those years ago, and broke through, it was just to talk to somebody about before I could have went down further and would not be here. But it's just to have that space that psychotherapy will give that space. We don't diagnose, we don't give out medication, we don't do that. We open a space where we have these tools that are in the background that might, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about CBT? Have an issue with that? Don't, but I'm converting that like neurodiverse style. I'll talk about that. We're focused. Because again, this is the beauty of going to therapy myself as a person, going to therapy, and when my Bernie gave me CBT, and I just threw it back at her because don't give me that, because I knew what it was like. My brain was expanding. I felt CBT was suppressing, and that's what I find when working with people who are autistic and neurodiverse like myself. This traditional CBT has been very challenging. Stay away from ABA, activity behavioural. I think it is. Jesus Christ, I could talk all day about that. But it really, for anybody, it can be confusing. We're talking about probably people are going, what are they on about? And I'm like, we're listening. Yeah, so it's probably very confused. But to simplify, psychotherapist is somebody you go to talk to.
Yeah. And I have a question.
Go on. We love questions.
How do you guys break the chains? I don't know if is that correct to say, but break the chains of the prejudice
Go on.
of therapy.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
Stigma.
because
Or-
a lot of
Go
people,
on.
especially I would say men,
Yeah.
they have this barrier that this is just for crazy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just for who doesn't know what you want from your life. This is just for
When you're very sick.
or like, oh, you are how
That's great.
Jesus. Let me try to
It
bring the
is.
word here.
Yeah, it's really good. love that.
Carente.
Needy.
Needy. So this is just for needy person and things like that. So how, in your position, each one of you, how do you break that? Because I believe like it's part of the process, and you probably already got some clients, clients, not patients, clients that was there just because someone told you to.
Oh God, that's
You
not
know?
gonna work. That's not going to work.
I know because of those chains, but sometimes it's necessary to break the chains, isn't it? So
It is absolutely. But if somebody is forced to go to therapy, it won't work.
I agree.
Right, full stop. But I've heard like, yeah, it's actually when somebody has come to you and they've heard, men particularly, I'm thinking even women, but I'm thinking of one person who came to me and said, like, on the outside, people say, why are you going to therapy? It's all wackos, new weird, strange people, you're needy, all this stuff.
Yeah.
How we break that change is like, well, I disclose about my own journey. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I connected with who I am. It's the best thing I ever found in therapy. It was wonderful. They go, oh, yeah, right, it's great.
But if
Amazing.
you're talking with a man and this man is gay
Yes.
and he doesn't want to
Yes.
connect to this because of all the
Stigma
and everything that he
Yeah.
grew
Well,
with.
Jen, I'm nice and direct and was saying this is going to be the
That's-
best thing to ever do. And you can go out and once you go in therapy, look for me. I connect with everything inside of me. I admitted that I was shameful. You will find who you are. And I will share my own journey. I'll actually share that. A gay man come into me. It really hits gay men particularly when I do share about, look, the biggest thing I ever did in therapy was admitting that I don't want to be gay. Right?
Yes.
So they look, we're mirrors. It doesn't matter. We're mirrors. We're
Yes.
mirrors. They see me, that gay man will see me and go, he's been on that journey. He's been there. He seems to be connected. He's happy being gay. Wow. Okay.
I
I'm
could be
going-
happy.
And I listen to him.
Yeah.
I could be happy. Exactly. I love that. I really like that because, again, with the ego, the damn ego, some therapists have like that out there. We're better than this person coming in. There's ego. So when they know it was like, how you break that? This is a really great question because it keeps me thinking here now. And that's why I love it. That it gives refreshing doing these podcasts and talks of why we're in this profession.
Yes.
We forget how important it is that if a gay man, for example, comes in who's really struggling with his identity and doesn't want to be here because the lads are talking about gay people and all this, and he comes in to me and he sits down and he talks openly about, I don't want to be here. I think it's stupid. Well, okay. This is my story. You know, this is me. Are you able to walk in pride? Oh, this is great, actually, to reflect. I said to him, are you able to walk in pride? He said, no. That person now walked in pride. It was great. So when we disclose appropriately, when we feel go with our gut, so with that gay man, I'm thinking a few people come into me and in the queer community, and I have disclosed my journey. They go, okay, he seems to know what he's on about, and he seems to doesn't give a shit what people think about him. I'm going to stay. I'm just going to stay.
And then it starts.
And then it
Yes.
starts. So there's a seed. That's really good. That, like, there's a seed that the person has challenged you. This is what we're talking about when you're going to therapy. You need to challenge your therapist. So if I was like, if the gay man came into me and went, oh, this is a load of waste. This, I don't want to be this, oh, yeah. And I went, well, off you go. Go on. Yeah, you're doing my head and get the hell out. Instead of going, oh, yeah, tell me about it. Why? Yeah, well, that was me, yeah. Do you really want to go down that road? Do you really want to? Are you really consumed about what people think? What do you really want? I really want a relation with a man, and I really, really want to connect with this. Great. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
It turns out a simple thing.
It's
After you accept that,
it's
it's not hard to do
It's
what
like-
you want, you know what I
and
mean?
it's exactly. We were
Jesus, it is hard.
These days, you know, I mean,
No.
when you accept that,
But no, except this is great. We were talking when I first married him about being men, particularly, and it's the same because I was taught in Brazil, men were more open.
yeah,
You know.
but no.
No, you know, yeah.
But-
You know, because of the passion and talk and everything else. Where I grew up, and it was all suppression, and I can see it in Irish men. I'm saying men. And look, again, I share my story as well with men when I come in. That when I started in PCR to college, and I was sitting in the back going, "Just there's no way I can work with men, straight men. There's no way. There's no way." Because that was my. You mentioned, Tati, about people bring stuff up for you. You need to look at. So there were two straight men in the in studying with me, and I was just in my head. There's no way I could sit with a straight man. No way. He might say something to me. He might be homophobic or whatever. And I was going, oh, I need to look at this. So that was when I led me in my direction to admit that I'm not happy being gay. And 100% here I am. And most of the people I see use the labels are straight men. Right? Are straight men. And they can actually sit there and we're man to man. And I met Michael yesterday, another therapist down in Limerick. He's a straight man, used the label. And the two of us were talking, And I honestly told him, yeah, do you know why? This is why therapy is being great for me. And then we can disclose to people come to us. Okay, you're listening to people out there. Don't go to therapy. It's a waste of space. As people have said, it's a waste of money. It's all this. Well, this is what happened to me. And you have a choice to come back or stay. Come back, stay, or go. So that's a really good one because we forget. Well, I forgot there until... Definitely, you have somebody who comes. You forget how nervous it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you forget how terrifying it is to go to a therapist.
Yes.
You know, you really do. You forget. Whoops. Hello. You forget about it. So it's great to have that question. Ask that question. I've gone back and go. If a gay man comes in, he's terrified of what the world is saying to him. We in this country have moved on leaps and bounds. But sadly, there's a lot of men, which I was talking to Michael yesterday, he's not gay, but he works with gay people, and there's a lot of gay men out there who still won't come out in Ireland.
And I think not only for gay men, but like for anyone, but I will bring again the men topic because I feel that, and as I'm an engineer, so I'm always connected with more men than women.
Yeah.
And I think for men, that's really hard. I believe when you started, you probably got a few feedbacks from your followers saying, oh, I don't want to follow you anymore because now you're talking about this bullshit and things like that. And
Wow.
I can't understand why. And I think we are more open for that, like because
Yes.
women, we
do.
are on this fight to rights
It's
and all
actually-
those things
yeah.
for so many years. That's like, okay, now I need to understand my brain because we are fighting, but I don't know why anymore and what is for and things like that.
Yeah.
But for men, I feel like when I talk with friends and I say to them, oh, maybe you need therapy.
Yeah.
Just, where you're feeling now, go to a therapist and try to talk and see. That's going to help you. And it's like, I don't need therapy.
Sure.
I just need to go to the bar and talk with a friend and get some
course.
beer and I'll be fine. And I'm like, I'm not that bad. Exactly. Yeah.
Fear of castration.
Yes.
how it
I
called
think they got that as a weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the beginning of the year,
Vulnerability, yes.
I got this men's reflection group.
Yeah.
That's called Inner Man.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
for the next
Yeah.
one, by the way. Let me
Second
know.
semester, end of the year.
Yay.
And then we got like around 20 men sitting in a circle.
Wow.
And then just talk. We're here to listening, not judging.
Free
Yeah,
space.
No counseling. That's a
yeah.
space to talk about yourself, your inner self. The first reunion was really funny. Okay, let's start. So I began try to bring the example.
Yeah.
And then in that time I got like this project with Ivis, and then he followed and started talking. And then when
The next one.
both of us who was like organizing,
Aye.
we were organizing the project, and then the guy starts like, okay, so you go. And then now your turn. You're just beside him. You go. It was like 3 months every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After let's call eight or nine sessions, they were fighting to speak. You know, last reunion I didn't
That's
say
great.
anything, and I got like I wrote something about it,
Yeah.
about this barrier,
Experience,
about like,
yeah.
because
Wow.
I found out we
Uh-huh.
we carry this like let's call instructions. Man, don't cry.
Yes.
Don't show like your weaknesses. So we listen to these like, when you're a child. So stop crying. Man, don't cry. Boys don't cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like stays there, like
Yeah.
ruling our life.
Yes.
And then when you have a chance to start talking like about yourself, you don't know how to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even sometimes it's like something like this. No, okay, so therapy is for crazy people or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes we don't know how to access the feeling. We don't know how to name the feeling. So it requires lots of patience from the therapist. So give space. Okay, give it the silence. That's this thing like about the therapist
Yeah.
who stays silent.
Yeah.
Not all the time. If like it's completely silent, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But sometimes.
Maybe
that's
sleeping. Pay attention.
Exactly. Stay awake.
yeah.
man, please.
Yeah. Red flag.
And
Red
then
flag number
there's
one.
a psychoanalyst, the English psychoanalyst, the Dr. Winnicott. And one of these, I don't remember which book, but he says, sometimes in the silence of the session is the first time that the client can just stay still in the
Yeah.
like outer
Oh, yeah.
world.
Yeah.
When you go like,
Yeah.
the pub is my therapy. All right. So show up a problem and see what happens.
Yeah.
You're gonna like rain like instructions how to deal with that. Do this and do that. Forget about this. Don't feel like that. That's the word. And then when you go to the session, you have this silence
Yeah.
to be able to listen to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the right instruction comes from.
Yeah.
Your inner self.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's
yeah.
powerful.
You said like the pub is my therapist, and I was just thinking on the same, like you're just getting a beer, opening. So let's talk. If you need a
That's
pub,
right.
we can have a pub here. Let's go for it. Because sometimes you need to break the ice
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
small gestures like that,
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like just to, okay, if you need that to talk, here's a space.
Yeah.
We have that for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You're still in a welcoming, warm, and welcoming environment, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite teachers in college here in psychotherapy, he said many things that were already in my mind, but I didn't know how to name it.
Yeah.
And listening to you and the example of okay, let's drink here. Imagine that. He would say as well, sometimes you will benefit your client from going in a walk. Because imagine, I don't know how Mario is working as psychoanalyst in terms of settings, but the traditional psychoanalysis, you don't sit in front of the person. it's a different way. And the modern psychotherapy is sitting in front of each other. So it can be very uncomfortable. It can be very intimidating to sit in front of the other person and you are having eye contact and you're trying to connect and the other person is looking, your client's looking down, is wagging their legs.
Crossing arms. Like,
It's looking at the ceiling, and you like, what do I do here? And this teacher, he would challenge us a lot, make us reflect on how do you sit with silence. That we were talking here.
Yeah.
It's important to sit with silence, to know how to sit with silence, because it's actually about sitting with yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you see a person that they are like a generic example, an alcoholic,
Yes.
a person that feels very uncomfortable in sitting with themselves, they will feel very uncomfortable in not having something to do, or not having a deadline to finish, or not having work to deliver. And therapy,
I know.
yeah.
there you go.
and therapy is about sitting with yourself
Aye. It is.
mainly,
Yeah.
with the other person, but sometimes, as we were talking about, reflecting, projecting in the other person, it's
Yeah.
about seeing on the therapist someone that reminds you. The way they speak, the way they sit, the way they gesture. And the same way a therapist can decide not to work with that client anymore, a client can decide to change therapy.
Yeah.
The main point is, why are you changing? Why you don't like the therapist? Is because the therapist is actually not good, they're nasty, or you don't connect, you feel it's beyond challenging for you, and perhaps it's not the point, because if you are exposing yourself to fire, it's rarely that you're gonna end up
Stay,
in a good place there.
Yeah.
And the conversation about men, listening to you guys reminded me a really good documentary they did in Brazil. I don't know if that point they have maybe a translated part, but
Okay.
I'm sure on the platform you can put this auto-translated
Aye.
part. It's great. It's called The Silence of Men. Have you heard of that?
Amazing.
Aye.
O
No, but I will
Silêncio,
search.
O Silêncio dos Homens. It's a really great documentary, specifically studying about why men are so difficult to connect with their emotions. And it also connects with, from the point they are born, how they are treated in household, how they are treated in the family, with all the stereotypes, the sexist stereotypes we grow with,
Yeah.
how they are treated at school.
Oh.
A really standing out example I've heard in that documentary is that a teacher is talking about how the baby boys are treated. And there is this idea that you have to groom the girl to look the best.
Aye.
The girl has to have manners. They have to know how to sit, how to gesture. But the guys, the boys can do whatever. And the more you scream or the more you misbehave, the more male you are. And the standing out example of this teacher is that she says, we started realizing that the boys were the last to be groomed, to be changed, to have a nappy changed.
Wow.
They were the last. And sometimes, if
Yeah.
your shift is done,
Aye.
you leave the boys all dirty.
Oh wow.
So that's how we teach
Teach
our
them.
boys
Wow.
to deal with their self-care.
That's incredible.
And that will transfer to everyone, because that baby
Wow.
boy doesn't know yet if they might not be conscious about if they are straight or gay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you see all these men,
Yeah.
however they decide to be in their adult life, how they learned to deal with emotions, to deal with themselves.
Yep.
I think this documentary is about 1 hour, so it's not too long. It's great.
Yeah. Okay.
It's great. I recommend.
Best one. He's the best one, isn't he?
And
Amazing stuff.
I even recommend
Wow.
this for men
Yeah.
that are questioning themselves about whether I'm in the right to have emotions or how to deal with the emotions.
Yes.
And the way this system, the social system teaches men is that you have to suck it up. You have to be strong. You have to be male. Whatever the fuck being male means.
Means. Yeah.
No, like the same with women.
Yeah.
We only women if we are having our nails done, if we have makeup, if you have a very nice dress. What if I want to show up with
Pajamas.
pajamas?
I love this part here in Ireland. You can
No.
walk around with your pajamas and nobody cares. That's so good.
Runners.
Yes.
Or how do we call moleton? I forgot the word.
Jump
Tracksuits.
Jumpers or
Tracksuits.
tracksuits. Yes.
Tracksuits.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go in tracksuits to the supermarket or to Pandora store or whoever. Nobody cares.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. That was one of the first things that I noticed when I moved to Ireland, and I was,
Yeah. The culture.
yeah, because
Culture
like
shock.
in Brazil,
Women have to.
if you are going to the corner
shop.
shop for whatever, you're just getting some bread,
Yeah.
you need to dress up.
Yeah, and depending where you are, I'm from São Paulo, so it's a big city. I don't know how different it can be in the countryside. I
Yeah.
suppose that can be a little bit more relaxed. But if you are in a, let's call it high ticket store, like Brown Thomas,
Brian Thomas, yeah.
if you go wearing tracksuits
Yes.
in
Or
Brazil
flip-flop.
Yeah.
and flip-flops, you are going to be escorted
Out the door.
through the store, and there will be people looking at you and asking, "Can I help you? Can I help you?"
Are you lost?
And until the point they might ask you to leave, or you're gonna feel so embarrassed, so pressured that you want to leave.
Yeah.
I actually am so long abroad that I don't know if it changed, but
Nah. I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
that's how I felt 10 years ago. Anyway, yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I know we still have a lot of things to talk. But I want to keep the part 2 for another day, you know,
Part two.
because I think will be important for us.
Yeah.
Part 2.
To do it again
See?
and again and again and again.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Pupilinho, is there something that you would like to ask before?
No,
Are you sure?
I think so.
Are you happy with everything?
Very happy. Thank
Yeah.
you for that, guys.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you,
Great.
man.
So before we finish here, but going to this direction now, I want you guys to just give a small brief of how mental health could be important for those who are looking for jobs, and why do you think, why did you come here today for this podcast and for the event, and why do you think that's important for our community in a mental health perspective?
Yeah. Okay.
So, because I don't want to leave the boys for last now, as I learn with Tati now. Thank you for that. I'm going to start with you, Dermot.
Oh yeah. No.
Especially because you're Irish, so you have a different perspective.
It's been great to be part of this because, I can just only imagine. I went abroad to Australia for about a year and a half, right? And it was just completely different, It was like backpacking. But I can only imagine if you leave. No, actually, because I worked with people in Brazil, of course, and people when I was in that wellness coach. I don't know. They survived. I don't know how they did it, but they survived with their friends and actually going to therapy. COVID, for example. But it doesn't matter about COVID. You're coming to another country, you need support. So it's really important that you're going to a mental health professional to talk about dark days, because you're going to come to Ireland and it will be a culture shock, completely culture shock. And people come, like the weather, for example, even though it's a gorgeous day today. But you need support. you're going to be on the other. Actually, I'm not talking out loud. I remember I worked with somebody who went to Australia, and I just had a feeling, look, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me when you're in Australia. And certain things didn't go right for him, certain things did, but he had me to fall back on. So it really is for anybody who is coming to this country, and it's been a great part of this. Why I want to do this podcast is because, yes, I'm Irish, but I want to reach out to the Brazilian community here, particularly, and Tati has worked with. I'm going to probably work very close to Mario as well. And it is just to say that a Brazilian person, that there is support in Ireland for you. And I do recommend that you do go to a therapist for those dark days that probably you cannot tell your family back home in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that is why I came here today, and I look forward to doing many more podcasts
Yes,
and
please.
events to share more knowledge about being gay, neurodiversity, etc., etc. But yes, it has been a privilege here today, and yeah, that is why I came to say to people out there who are coming to this country, there is a centre that really respects your identity. A home away from home.
Yes, that's what we need. Always, actually.
Yeah.
And you, Mario?
I'd say I'm going to like other way.
Go for it.
I agree completely with you.
Yeah.
That's amazing to be sure that's support here.
Yes.
Living like not only Brazil, like
Everyone.
everywhere.
Everyone
you know
who
what I
is
mean?
who is far
And
away from your main home.
being like sure that you're gonna find support. It's amazing. And when like searching for a job, we always deal with anxiety.
Yes.
They're afraid of not being enough, you know. So therapy is gonna help to handle these weak points, you know.
Yes.
If you're afraid of something, it means that's something you not dealing in yourself. So therapy is gonna trying to, I would say, I use trying because it's
Depends
impossible to
on you,
guarantee. You know what I mean?
exactly, yeah.
But trying to
Yeah.
identify,
Yeah.
name, and understand these weak points can change the whole story.
Yes.
You know, when you sit in front of the recruiter and you're not like in possession of yourself, you're gonna start shaking. Your voice starts shaking. And if you know yourself, it's gonna be like completely different.
Yeah.
If you know your weak points and how to handle them, it's gonna be another story.
Yeah.
And one of the things, just to complete what you're saying, on the recruitment process, it's a 50-50 chance. So it's a 50% chance that you're going to be rejected.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a 50% chance that you're going to be approved.
Yes.
So
Both of them are scary.
exactly. So you just need to be there
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Sure.
And do your best.
Yeah.
I believe on that. And I think that's part of our process to grow as well, isn't it? Like, because when you are rejected, you have the option to ask why.
Sure.
And on this process, if you are doing therapy, you can bring this to your therapist and psychotherapist, psychoanalyst, and
Yeah.
say, okay, that happens, and they give me this feedback. I want to grow this part.
Yes.
Learn how to
Yeah,
handle
yeah.
rejection.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Good.
happen.
That's really good. It
Yeah.
will.
It's
Yes.
been happening.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
happen.
gonna happen.
It's
Yeah.
gonna
So
happen.
that's part of the
And then
whole
you grow.
thing.
Yeah.
You can look on a different side. Yeah.
Exactly.
And for you?
For me, it's literally holding that space and flag that we all have a mental health, and we need to destigmatize that. We need to break the stigma. And I particularly like to share my story because I became a psychotherapist after I went through all my shadows. I could say that I'm a survivor. I'm not a survivor of extreme experiences, but as we all share childhood traumas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am a survivor of my own childhood traumas. And and my main motivation to become a psychotherapist, it was because I was so grateful for the changes I could see tangible in my life. As I progressed, I eventually evolved so much in my relationships. My people that weren't good in my life, they just left as naturally processed. I had to also learn how to say big no's, to step up for myself and also to progress to the next level.
Yeah.
And as I perceived and I noticed that much, I decided I want to give it back. I want to return everything that my therapist did for me and that she helped me to do for myself.
Yeah.
And my inspiration is basically this, to do for others and to see them grow. And I think specifically exposing myself, like we are here, talking about this and sharing our perspectives
Yeah.
will help people to look, I feel that way.
Yes.
I wonder how many people after watching today will go look for The Silence of Men.
Yes.
And I recommend everyone to watch because it's a part of our history in Brazil. It's a part of our culture, of our system, of all the gaps we hold until now.
Yeah.
And it will expand our perception of ourselves.
I bringing this back just for a while. I think it's important for us as a woman to learn and to not do it
Yeah.
with the next ones, and for the men's not just to look at yourself, but to look to each other equally, like to see each other like, okay,
Yeah.
we have been through the same path, so I understand you, or things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just want to bring something that you just said, and I think is amazing what you said, but I want to bring a different perspective, because you said I'm a survivor, but not for something extreme.
Yeah.
And who is really balancing what is extreme for each one, right?
Yes.
Like was for you at that
Yeah,
moment, and
yeah,
you
yeah,
are a
yeah.
survivor. So that's another flag that we need to bring always.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your pain, I will never feel the same,
Yeah.
because your
Yeah.
pain is only
Yeah.
yours, and
Yes.
my pain is only mine. So we are all here trying to help each other
Yes.
in a way. So you are a survivor.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. And we
Yeah.
are all survivor from different perspectives.
Yes.
And
then-
you guys all look at your own pains and
Yes,
you
yes.
cure that.
Yes.
And now you're
Yeah.
trying to cure someone else's pain with
Correct.
your experience. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's in a nutshell. That's it in
Yeah.
a nutshell. You meet people who are on. You're here and they're there,
Yeah.
and you will keep on developing. You keep learning. You keep looking at your own stuff, and you'll help people along the way.
Yes.
And that's why I keep our profession is great. Learning
Yeah.
and developing. Always stuff comes up.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, and that's why I want to give back.
Yes. And that's why we are all here.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank
Go.
you very much. I'm really glad that you complimented that, because the reason why I said I'm not like a survivor of anything extreme, because that's the stigma people think. To say that you had trauma, people think, oh, you were abused or you were spanked.
Yeah.
Anything very extreme. As we were saying, people think that going to therapy, you have to be mentally sick.
Yeah.
Like, not
You need to be
functioning.
thinking that you want to kill yourself to go. No,
Yeah.
it's not really
No,
that.
no.
And actually, okay.
Yeah.
Another day.
Let's just start over.
Yeah. Let's start the part 2. Another day. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here. It was amazing. I hope you guys feeling the same that I
we
am.
are.
Thank you for the sharing, because it's great to learn with so amazing brains. So thank you.
Thank you.
I hope see you guys again. Okay, we're gonna start another podcast, Pupilinho. Just mental health now. Okay, this is the first one. We're gonna keep doing it every time. Different subjects we bring to the table, and then we just talk.
Fantastic.
I mean,
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
Absolutely.
I want to say thank you again to Pupilinho, Studio
Thank you very
Talks.
much.
If you guys are looking for someone to record a course for you, or if you want to do a podcast, or if you want to just take a few photos on the studio, just search for Studio Talks, look for Pupilinho, talk with him, and he'll be here to help you with whatever you need. And we're gonna finish this pie now. So thank you. Eat up, Carol Rios. Another time. I was planning to say mais uma vez. Thank you, Eat Up, for the food.
Aye.
It's amazing, and we are delighted to have that today to bring some
Fulfill
joy and fulfill us. So thank you all.
Thank you.
See you again, guys. Bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.